What's up, guys? How we doing, Carter Gang? Hope everybody's having a great day. How you guys doing? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Arturo? Justin? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the November 7th Focus V webinar. This is going to be a good one. I've got a lot of new material to share. As always, try to have some secret nuggets for you guys, secret nuggets of information, which I definitely have in store for you today. And welcome anybody that's new who's interested in what we're building and interested in investing. And welcome back and thank you to any existing investors who have joined us on the journey. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so today I'm gonna focus on some statistics, some numbers, some metrics for year-to-date sales. Then we're gonna go into product development, and then we'll wrap up with the Q&A. But just like on a high level, it's still very early days in the cannabis industry. Not the first inning, but it's still early days. And Focus V has been operating for years. We've built significant brand value, awareness, and to date we've generated over 50 million in lifetime revenue, which is a really big, huge number for any business, especially in this industry. We have over 175,000 units sold. We have over 70,000 users on our app. That's a number that's growing every day. And our products are sold in over 3,000 smoke shops and dispensaries around the world. So year over year, this is our net sales. So year to date, net sales year over year. And net sales are growing both on retail and on our wholesale channel. So on retail, we've seen net sales rise 3% year over year, and on the wholesale side, it's even stronger growth. Sales have grown 7%. So altogether, year over year, net sales have grown 6%, which is something we're happy with, and especially in the economy that we're in. All right, next slide. This is retail orders year over year. So this is the total number of retail on our website, focusv.com, total number of orders year to date. Last year, at this point, we were at 20,916 orders. And this year to date, we're at 24,092 orders. This is, I think, from just general customer growth, more customers. And we're also seeing an increase in our accessory sales and glass top sales, silicone sales, atomizer sales. Top 5 products on FocusV.com this year. So number 1, IntelliCore Max. IntelliCore Max, if you haven't got it and you have a Carta, you should really get it. But IntelliCore Max has been hugely successful. The Max is, or IntelliCore, was already an amazing experience, but the Max just takes it to another level. Highly recommend it. So that came in number 1 so far as top products sold on our site this year. And then number 2 was Eris in the black colorway. And love seeing that. Love seeing Eris come in second so far this year. Eris, as you guys know, is a new product for us that we released in the beginning of this year, and it's been doing very well. It is really in a league of its own. There's nothing like the Eris. We packed so many features into the device, and the durability of the Eris and the function of Eris. There's nothing like it. It's a workhorse. I love the Eris, and Anyone who has the Aris loves the Aris. So that came in second. Third place is IntelliCore Standard. So, the compatibility that we have across devices between Carta and Aris means people are stocking up on atomizers. They can use them in multiple units. Carta 2 and Carta Glass Tops came in fourth and fifth. Carta 2 we came out with 2.5 years ago, and it is still the best E-Rig on the market. So shout out to the Carta 2, still holding it down. Amazing device. And then, Glass Tops, solid, accessory for us as far as, resale and people picking up Glass Tops. Okay, next up we have total sessions by country year to date. So this is total sessions by country to the website, not including the US. This is international. So it starts with Canada. Canada is the largest, location where people are visiting. And that's also the biggest source of international revenue, so that makes sense. And after that, we have the UK, Germany, Mexico, and Spain. Also those are just growth markets, areas that we're targeting from a sales standpoint. We do great business in all of those countries, and we're seeing growth in all those countries. Interesting to see some of the other countries listed here. Brazil is just an interesting market in general. A lot of weed smokers in Brazil. Definitely, a lot of dabbers in Brazil. It's cool seeing Costa Rica on here. That's interesting. All right, most popular colorway for Saber year to date. So I wouldn't have guessed this. I would not have guessed black. But black came in number one according to the data. Black is number one. Number two and number three, we've got Midnight and Grape. Also very solid colorways. So not surprised to see those on the top of the lists. Those look like they're almost tied. Midnight's beating Grape just a little bit. And then Forest Bordeaux. Clear Saber has only been available for a few months on retail, because if you guys remember when we initially dropped the Clear Saber, it was only available in smoke shops and dispensaries. You could not get it on our retail site. And we held, that for a while, and then, people really wanted us to put it on the site, so we did. But it's only been on the retail site for a few months. So I think we'll probably see that Clear Saber grow as far as most popular, because it's already like almost half of the Grape and Midnight sales, and it's only been on the site for a few months of the year. Also, just a note on the Clear Saber, we did have some issues with cracking, specifically with the material for the Clear Saber. That has been addressed in production and is no longer happening with new inventory. But if you did have a cracked Clear Saber, just make sure you hit up support and we'll take care of you. Yeah, ship you a new one if you had any issues with your Clear Saber. It's sick. The Clear is always like, just one of my favorite colorways. So yeah, this is colorways. Let's see what we got up next. We have app users. So curious, just from who's in the chat, like how many of you guys use the app? Would love to see like some reactions in the chat if you guys use the app. Seeing a bunch of thumbs up and hearts. The beautiful thing about the Carta 2 is that you don't need the app to change your temperature. And you can change your temperature mid-dab without needing the app. And that's great. But the app is still something like you should use and you should download if you haven't downloaded it. The app is how we update the firmware on the devices. So make sure that you download the app on your phone. We have the V browser, which is for iOS users. And then if you just type in Focus V on Android, that's how you get the Android version. Um, connect your devices, update your firmware, make sure you have the latest firmware running on your device. And not just the firmware updates. There's so many features that you can access with the app. You can change your vibrating setting, the strength of the vibrating. You can go into low power mode. If you're on the Carter 2, you can upload a screensaver. You can check your ranking. And with the updated or with the soon to be released Rewards Club, the app is about to get a lot more users and a lot more engagement. I've talked about the Rewards Club a little bit. It's really ready to go. We are just fine tuning little details before we push it, but that will be launched before the end of the year for sure. And Rewards Club, if you guys haven't heard about it yet, is a way to take your XP that you're earning in the app and redeem it for exclusive merch that you can only get through the app. Stuff that we're not going to sell on the website, only available through the app by earning XP. So to me, it reminds me of like when you're a kid and you were like at an arcade and you were playing skee ball and collecting those tickets, and then you could go up and you could like redeem those tickets for, you know, free merch and just free stuff. Um, so yeah, so it's a very cool thing that we've worked on, and really just a way to like give back to our community. And so the rewards is something that keep an eye out because that's coming really soon. And just in general, you can see like the app steady growth. Steady growth for the app, and we have a lot of other social features planned for the app. We get a ton of interesting data from the app. It's just a lot of potential with what we can do, having all of our users kind of connected to us through the app. So jumping into the product roadmap, you guys have seen just the progress with which we've been releasing new products. Next up on the list, as far as the timeline, is Aeris Colorways, then Carta Sport, and then Tracer. So that's the timeline. Aeris Colorways, Carta Sport, and then Tracer. So next up, Aeris Colorways. Who would like to see a preview of Aeris Colorways? Anybody? Getting some thumbs up. All right, so here we go. Bam. There will be 4 Aeris colorways, similar to how we released Carta 2 colorways. There were 4 Carta 2 colorways. There's going to be 4 Aeris colorways when we do the drop. Today, I'm going to show you 2 of the 4. So we're going to hold back 2, keep those as a surprise, but I'm going to show you guys 2 of the 4. These have never been seen before, so you guys are getting the first look, never been seen. Any guesses? Any guesses? Anyone want to venture a guess? Do we have the chat? Like, are you guys able to chat right now? Because I don't see. So someone said thumbs down. We gotta. All right. So the questions tab is working. Check the questions tab and just shoot it there. Any guesses? Anyone want to venture any guesses? Got some guesses coming in. All right, so here we go. Oh, we went backwards. All right. Cody. What's up, Cody? All right. There she is. So one of the 4, and I'll say this, 2 of the 4, and this is, I should have said this first. 2 of the 4 will be colorways that you know and love from Carta 2. And those are the ones that I'm showing you today. So there's going to be 2 that are new, fresh, And then there's two that are ones that you know and love from the Carter 2. And those are the ones that I'm showing today. These are colorways that are just super popular that just they came out amazing in Eris. They look just sick. Um, so the first one is grape, and the second one is midnight. So grape and midnight. These are two of the four colorways. The other two, we will save those for the official launch. Um, but I can just tell you, like, they all look amazing. The silicone body of Eris really lends itself to like the colorways. Like they look awesome. And what for anyone who's like interested in the production and the like manufacturing side of like what we do, one of the things that was challenging was the color band, the LED color band, and getting that to shine through a colorway. If you think about it with clear and black, it's there's no color refraction from the colorway. With doing colorways like grape and midnight, that was something that did take us some time to perfect. But we're really happy with the solution we came up with. It allows you to get the full colorway without any interruption, and still gives you that LED color band going across. So grape and midnight. All right. So Carter Sport. Does everybody here know about Carter Sport? Like, does anybody not yet know about Carter Sport? Nice. All right. All right. A couple people don't know. So Carter Sport is um uh it's coming very soon. Carter Sport is a essentially a remake of the Carter OG. We wanted to offer people something at a more competitive price point than the Carter 2. We think that's a good business decision, but we still wanted it to have all the features that you know and love from Carter 2. So as much as we could, like as much as the features that we could keep in the device, we tried to do rather than try to pull things out. What we did was attack it by saying like, how much can we cram in and still offer it at a great price? So that was our approach with the Carter Sport. Um, you know, first of all, it looks just amazing. Like you can see the body has an upgrade. It has a silicone over molding, which just feels great in your hand. It has like added function from a cleaning standpoint. Um, it has some durability benefits. The operation is very similar to Eris since it's a single button device. So kind of what you're used to with Eris is what um, we built into the Carter Sport. So like single click allows you to toggle through your heat settings. Um, your to start the dab, it's double click. Cancel, it's single click. Um, 3 clicks cycle through your LED presets. Um, what else? 5 clicks to turn it on and off. So like similar user interface to the Eris. Um, IntelliCore support. This was huge. Like we obviously considered doing a different atomizer for the sport, as we did for the Eris. Considered doing a different atomizer, but we chose not to because why would you guys want to have to buy all these different atomizers? Um, the IntelliCore is an amazing atomizer, durable, works great. And so the compatibility that we've built across the devices was intentional, and something that we think is just purely in the benefit of the consumer. Like this way, you guys don't need to go out and buy an atomizer for this device, an atomizer for this device, another atomizer for this device. If you're in the product family, you can swap them. You can like if want to go on a road trip with your Eris, you can pull your atomizer off of your Carta 2 or your Carta Sport soon and take that with you. And now you have 3 atomizers. You know, it just made a lot of sense to us. People love it. It's what we're about. We try to give you guys things that you're gonna love. And so Carter Sport has IntelliCore support, which also means IntelliCore Max will be supported by Carter Sport. IntelliCore Max will be supported by Carta Sport, which is, I mean, awesome too, because it's going to be at a more competitive price point. And if you want to upgrade to the IntelliCore Max, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to do that. We're not making it so you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, compatibility, something that we put a lot of thought into with the sport. Um, it looks sick. It works amazing. Easy operation, more dabs per charge. So we're always looking to push things forward with every product release. Um, these product releases take a long time. They take a lot of iteration. They take a lot of trial and error. They take just, a lot of time to perfect. And so additional battery power is something that we all want. You know, you guys want it. We want it. We're working on it. And we have released in Car Sport, there will be increased battery capabilities. We talked about the exterior, talked about the Bluetooth. So Bluetooth support, again, Carta 2 has it, Aris has it, Carta Sport is going to also have it. That's another one where it's like, sure, like, could we have taken out the Bluetooth and then more people might want to upgrade to the Carta 2 because they want to use the app? It's like, no, like, we're going to give you guys that in the Carta Sport, so that like you can connect to the app and you can get all the features that the app has to offer. Um, Bluetooth is not very expensive technology these days. This is not something that should be like excluded from products. Like Bluetooth should be included in these products. So we include it. So full app support with the Carta Sport. And yeah, we talked about IntelliCore capability. Okay, Tracer. So Tracer is a completely new form factor. It is a dip style device, super portable, very affordable. Um, some of the features include interchangeable tips, um, LED spotlight, which you guys know and love from Sabre. Makes it very easy to see your way around. And for this particular type of product, just makes a lot of sense. Like if you're on the go, like, you might not have full control over your lighting. Having a spotlight on this style of device is just like a really nice feature to have. It has a removable air path, which is something in this style of device that you don't see a lot of. I'm not sure if it exists, to have a removable air path completely, but definitely not like we've designed it. Makes it super easy to clean, and repair if necessary, or replace. So removable air path. And it's in partnership with Dip Devices. So we've known the Dip Devices. I've known the Dip Devices guys for like over 5 years at this point. And we are working together with them from the sense, that they have a patent on this, and they reached out to us and wanted to cooperate together on a product, and we said absolutely. They were, very excited, and love our products, and even though we are competitors, we can be collaborators. So we think that's pretty cool. We think that's how the industry should work. Look to promote collaboration. And we've known them for a long time. They're great guys. They love our quality of devices. They like our technology, and what we do. And so this is something that will be released next year, but we've made really great progress on it, and it's going to be another solid addition to the Focus V product family. couple more slides and then we'll jump into some Q&A. So we have, I think, the best community. Like, Carter Gang is so strong. Um, you guys are what fuels us. We love the community that we have, and really try to like give you guys what you want. Um, and we, um, we just we have a just super strong community just from like a business standpoint. Like if we're talking about like, what we as a together as a team and you guys have built together with our community is amazing. Like our core users, our hardcore users, you guys are super vocal about our products. Like, thank you. Like to everybody who is out there on Instagram posting, their devices, or chiming in on Reddit when someone has a question, or commenting on an Instagram post when someone is thinking about what device they should choose. Thank you. You guys are helping kind of like get information out there for us and spread the good word and educate people, because a lot of this is education. Not everybody knows as much as maybe the people in this chat. There's a lot of new dabbers out there. There's a lot of people that just get hit with marketing and might not really have all the information at their fingertips. So educating people is really important to the mission and to getting more people on board with Focus V. So encourage you guys to be vocal, encourage you guys to spread the good word. We do have a referral program in the works. Not something that we'll have ready like in the next couple weeks, but pretty soon we'll have it ready. So keep an eye out for that. As far as the landscape ahead, it's, I think very positive. If you think about just dabbing culture, it's on the rise. More people are dabbing. Um, you know, Better hash is becoming available in other markets. Um, East Coast hash is getting better. Vaporizer technology at the same time is advancing, which is making it much easier for people who, maybe weren't down for a torch setup, but are down for like a Carta setup, or an Aris setup, something that doesn't involve, so much coordination and, flammable materials. All of this technology makes it much more easy for the market to grow. Um, so I think the cannabis industry is definitely still growing and still has growth ahead. We'll see where the laws go. It's 2024 and it's still not fully legalized, which is bananas. But it's going to change at some point. And even though it's slow progress, there is progress. There has been progress with cannabis for sure. There has been. There are like the amount of people, it's just the perception of older people and the perception of people who like you used to get looks from or that you used to get comments from is just totally changed. And so it's like crazy to even think about like how much change there has been in the last 5, 10 years as far as just people's perception. But it's been a lot. Like there's been a lot of improvement as far as how people view the plant and how many people today now understand the medical benefits and recognize the plant for all the amazing things that it does. So you know, um, I think that just means there's more growth ahead. Alcohol consumption is on the decline. Alcohol makes you feel like crap. Cannabis makes you feel good. Um, so, it's just what it is, and more people are going to be dabbing. That's just what the trend is, and I think that trend's going to continue to grow. As far as us as a company, and like things you should be aware of considering, or if you're thinking about investing, our current plan is to stay private. As a company, we are very much focused on just creating value for our customers and growing the business. And so coming out with new products, improving our marketing, improving our customer service. These are things that we think about every day. How do we take care of our customers? How do we make them more happy? How do we communicate with them better? how do we better train the shops to sell our products. You know, these are the things that we're focused on. We're not focused on an exit. Um, but I do think that, you know, there will be interest in what we're building from bigger companies. You know, whenever that is, I don't know. But if you are considering an investment, I would say, you know, think about it more of a long-term thing. You know, we are interested in building this business for the next 3, 5, 7 years. So I'd want to be clear with people, like this isn't like a quick flip type of investment. That said, there are ways that we can list the shares on Start Engine, which I think is really, I think the future of how startup companies are going to raise capital and make, you know, equity tradable, which is similar to how a stock market works. You can list this, you know, you list it on Start Engine, and then people who are interested in acquiring the shares can buy them from you. So that's pretty cool, and I think we'll see like that's going to continue to gain popularity. Start Engine as a platform is doing really well. You know, they're really well run, which, you know, there's different platforms out there. We considered a number of them and chose Start Engine for a reason. They have their shit together. They do a good job, and I think that, like I said, it's going to continue to be a way that companies like us, tech companies, growth companies, get access to capital is from their fans, and I think it'll continue to be a way. I think the secondary market of trading shares is going to continue to grow on these platforms. Use of capital. The use is primarily for inventory, some working capital, and product development use as well. You guys have seen the product development roadmap. We have Carta Sport, which is launching early next year. We have colorways that are launching very soon. We have other products and, you know, some things that I haven't even gone into, that are at different various stages of product development. So capital for product development, and then inventory. I think, you know, especially with the sport, we want to like stock up on inventory and just have more inventory on hand at all times so we can fulfill larger distribution orders quicker. And, you know, the quicker we can ship out product, the better. So increasing our inventory on hand is definitely, you know, something that we'll be using the capital for. As far as our progress, investors to date, we have, you know, this is from the last webinar. I think we were at like 153. The last time we did the webinar, now we're over like 175. So that's been great. Just in the last couple weeks, it's been trending well. On the right-hand chart, you can see the total number of funds have increased also, which is great. And not only do you get shares by investing, but you also get, depending on what tier you invest in, you can get product. You can get an owner's edition. The owner's edition is here for anyone who's invested. That's here in the chat. It's coming very soon. We are just waiting for the teal sabers to land so we can ship everything together. But the owner's editions are here. They've landed. They look great. The leather bags are sick. Like these are going to be a piece of history. Like you guys who are currently shareholders and now owners in Focus V are going to be so stoked to have this piece of Focus V history. So yeah, they will be shipping very soon. I'm hoping they will be shipping as soon as next week. Bobby will probably get mad at me for saying that because we are still waiting on the teal sabers, but they are on their way. So I would say end it next week is definitely possible. So yeah, with that, pop over here. Yeah, you know, owner's edition. It looks awesome. It is awesome. It's super limited, super limited. I'm talking like 250 of these. That's it. So there's not even many left. So definitely, if you're interested in investing and want an owner's edition, get on board and grab one. So with all of that said, we have some time for Q&A. So I will read in the chat any questions that you guys are sharing, and we will get started. Any updates on the IG account? Yeah, it's really unfortunate what is happening with Instagram. It's crazy how many accounts are getting taken down. I'm not sure if it's related to the election and like these AI bots being on high alert, or just AI bots getting better. But it's almost turned into like a scam in the industry where they are taking accounts down, and then there's these meta reps that you like get in touch with and you can pay to get the account back. It's um yeah, really kind of just an unfortunate situation when you work so hard to build an account and then have it taken down. But that said, we are working on getting it back. I do expect that we will get it back, hopefully very soon. So we'll get it back. It'll come back. Let's see. When do you expect to be sufficiently profitable to do distributions? So I wouldn't uh, like have a specific timeline. I think that for any growth company, and you can see this with public companies that are much larger than us, you typically want to reinvest profits into growing the business, because typically that can result in a better return for shareholders by investing in new products and marketing and growth of the company. You can then increase the value of the company in a greater way than you could if you distribute profits to shareholders. So I think that that's our plan for the next at least 3 years, is to continue to invest in the business. Um, and that's always subject to change. We could change that up depending on if we think it's better served doing distributions. Um, will there be any more collabs in the future of this company? Um, yeah, there will definitely be collabs. I mean, right now we're collabing in a sense with glass artists every month with the glass drops that we've been doing. The next one up is IDAB, and we've had consistently collabs with artists over the last 4 or 5 months. We are always open. I'm always open to collabs. I think it's important that they're done the right way, and so it is something on the roadmap for next year, is to have some limited editions, whether or not those are collabs. I do want us to do some limited editions. Um, and actually, the next glass drop is Enjoy and Prosper, but then we also do have IDAB teed up. Um, is there any update on the court case with Pupco? Um, there's no specific updates to share other than trial is set for December. And I've made a couple posts recently on my Instagram. It hasn't been a fun fight. It's never fun dealing with like lawyers and court and things like that. But it is something that we feel is really important, for us to stand up and do what we think is right. And so like I've said on previous webinars, I encourage everybody to like do research, make sure that you are like, go online. All of the information about the case is available, like in the public record. I can't, give too much of my personal opinion on these things, because it'll just be like used against us, probably. But I can say that I feel good. And like I said, it's a fight worth fighting. And so we're going to do it because it's like what the industry needs. The industry needs options. Consumers should have options. And that's what America's all about. That's what a free market's all about. So, that's what I'll say on that. Release date for the Cart of Sport, TBD, but early 2025. Definitely early 2025. And still kind of locking in a couple details about the product, but the heavy lift is done with Carter Sport. And so, like, I would say Q1 for sure of next year on the Carter Sport. Okay. So the questions, okay, I can click into them. So just got this one from Justin. With the election of a new president who wants to put very large tariffs on imported goods, how do you think that will affect the cost and the impact of manufacturing and sales? So it's interesting. This is just an assumption on my part because obviously, I don't know Trump and have any inside information or know anything different than you guys. But so my, I guess, um, response would be that I don't think that he will actually implement large tariffs like he's kind of said in some of his speeches. Um, I think he's got some pretty good advisors around him. I'm personally an Elon fan, so I like the fact that Elon is in his ear because um, I think I have a lot of respect for the companies that Elon has built, and I was listening to Rogan and Elon this morning. Actually, Elon was on his podcast again just a couple days ago, and this question of tariffs came up, and his response was Elon's response was that he doesn't think implementing big tariffs, especially in any sort of like large sudden way, is smart because especially if we're looking to move more manufacturing to the US, or if Trump is looking to do that, it needs to be done gradually. If it's done like quickly without thought, you're going to cause more harm than any possible good that you could create. So I think politicians in general need to like have talking points, and they need to say certain things to appeal to a base. You need to appeal to your base in order to get votes, and you need to have a policy and a stance. But sometimes you can't kind of get all those details across. That's just my, again, personal, how I view it. So I don't think that, I don't expect it to be an issue. It wasn't an issue in the first, term. So I don't expect it to be an issue. That said, it is something that we discuss as a team. It is something that we have discussed with our manufacturing partner. And like anything, we'll figure out a solution if faced with that problem. If we had to, adjust, we will adjust. There are ways to move manufacturing, and if we had to move or do things creatively, we would figure it out. But again, I don't expect that to be something that we're going to have to worry about too much. Um, does it come stock with the smoked out glass? It does. Yes, the owner's edition comes with the. Oh, I think maybe that, Thomas. I don't know if you were asking about the owner's edition or the Carter 2 Sport, but for the owner's edition, yes. For the Carter 2 Sport, um, TBD. Um, TBD. Colors and glass tops have still are still in like the final stages of being decided on. So TBD. Maybe I'll be able to share some more on that in a future webinar. Will future products come with the Max Atomizer as a default? Maybe. Carter Sport won't, but maybe other products will. Um, Again, we are always trying to put as much into the kit as we can and provide as much value as we can. So leave it at that. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Well, one last question. Will Bluetooth connect without lighting up or haptic? So I think this is a question about the sport. The Bluetooth will connect, and it will light up. If we're talking about the Carter Sport, it'll still have the LED band around the bottom of the device. Um, so I'm actually gonna take a dab. That's all. You guys want to take a dab? Um, so yeah, if you're talking about Carter Sport and Bluetooth, yes, you will be able to see if the device, just like you can with Aris with the LED band, you'll be able to see with the Sport when it's been connected. Um, you know, the Sport will not have a screen, and that's part of why we're able to offer it at the price that we're going to be able to offer it at. But it still does have that LED band at the bottom, and so that'll be useful for communicating certain information to the user. I turn the lights off and the haptic super low, but when connecting haptic, it goes to 12 and it lights up. I'm not totally understanding that, but if you're curious if there's a way. So are you saying when you connect to the app, if you have the lights off, it turns the lights on? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Got you. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll look at that. I'll look at that with the team. I know what you're saying. And you're saying that's every time you connect to the app. All right. That's a good one, Matt. Yeah, we'll address that. Also, this is, you know, a cool subtle update that's going to happen to the firmware on Carta 2. Screensavers are going to start to show sooner. Um, Small tweak, like currently, if you press the circle button 4 times, that's what triggers the screensaver to show. Um, but and it'll also show depending on your settings in the app after a certain period of time. Um, I wanted us to speed that up so that the screensaver is kind of like showing when you're not, this actually, I actually have the latest firmware on this device, and this you can see already is showing my screensaver, which that was probably, I think it's like 5 seconds, um, and so yeah, that's a cool little tweak, but I will look into that stealth mode app connection uh, point, Matt, that you just brought up. Thank you. If you guys ever have like little product suggestions or any product suggestions that you want to share with us, let us know. Appreciate any feedback from you guys. You can always hit me up on Instagram, shoot me a DM. But appreciate everybody who's been in here today, and hopefully you guys had a good time. Stay tuned for the next one, and for those of you guys who have joined us and who are part of what we're building and shareholders now in Focus V, like thank you. You're along for a journey with us, and for anyone who's interested, go check it out. Go to Start Engine, read it, dive into it, do your research. But this is a pretty cool opportunity. There's not a lot of opportunities to get involved with a company like us in the cannabis industry. So go get involved if you can, and if you want to. We would love to have you. So see you guys. Peace. Talk soon.